Hi everybody, Wade Bloodgood here. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. If you like what you see or hear, please subscribe, please like. I really appreciate y'all being here. Just sharing my experience, and glad that you're all here tuning into it. So today I wanted to share with you guys some information, some things that I've been practicing for quite a few years now that has really benefited my life and has really helped me deal with life in a different way. So basically, about 4 or 5 years ago, I was not in a really good place in life. I didn't want to live. Had a moment up in the mountains with my gun, thought I was going to take my life, realized that that wasn't the option that I wanted to do. Came back home, had a bunch of breakdowns, and really had to start looking at myself, right? And what I saw was that my mind was always thinking pretty much negative shit, right? I was thinking negative shit about myself. Had negative storylines in my head about other people around me, other things going on in the world. And I realized at that point, as I'm self-reflecting on myself, trying to understand what's going on with me, what is wrong with me, I had realized that my mind is most of the time, 95% of the time, was saying a bunch of negative shit. So as I recognized that, I was pretty much taken back, and like I didn't even realize my mind was doing this. My mind had always done that for over 30 odd years, right? So I just thought that that was normal. I didn't really look at it until that particular day, what this was actually doing to me. All those negative thoughts were making me feel depressed. All these negative thoughts were making my body hurt and feel sore because of the stories that I was telling. Like, a lot of different negative things were happening to me in my life. My relationships weren't healthy. The relationship with myself wasn't healthy. So once I realized I was thinking so much negative shit, I was like, damn, man, I always thought I was maybe be more of a positive person, but I had to be honest and truthful with myself that more likely than not, I was vibrating on the negative wavelength there, and it really made a lot of sense why most of my experiences with people, although I had a lot of good experiences, there were a tremendous amount of negative ones that just carried on for far too long. So what I learned for myself was, what's really helped me out is just positive mindset, using positive affirmation. I am love, I am worthy, I am good enough, I am more than good enough, I am capable, I am wealthy, I am prosperous, I am doing better and better each and every day. You can whatever works for you, whatever I ams that you want to say to yourself, just make sure that they're positive. They got to be something that's positive. And for me, in the beginning, when I started this, saying positive things to myself, the reassurance of these positive things with all of this negative mindset, I had to put in a lot of work. My mind was very exercised in the direction of thinking negative thoughts, saying nice things to myself, saying nice things about myself, saying positive things towards myself was not a normal routine whatsoever. So it was not easy to do in the beginning. I really had to be diligent about keeping my mind, I had to really be very aware of what my mind was doing. So I just paid attention. Like, if my mind was wandering off telling some negative stories, I had to stop that in its tracks, and I would just fill it in with I ams. And I call this mind exercising. You can do mind exercise all day. You can say I am love, 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 I am worthy. I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am more than good enough, I am more than good enough, I am more than good enough. I am healthy, I am healthy, I am healthy. I am in loving relationships. I am a communicator. I am willing to communicate. I'm willing to allow myself to be open to new possibilities. I am. You can just choose one. I am open to new possibilities and new ways of doing things and new ways of being as a person that I've never been before. And you can say these things to yourself over and over and over and over and over. And so what I have found for myself, repeating these over and over and over, after a while, your subconscious mind is just Like, this is the conversation it's having with itself on a regular basis now. I literally would do I ams all day long. Like, I wouldn't allow my mind to fill in the blanks with a bunch of shit. If I even did stop and my mind wandered off, I just rerouted myself and caught myself doing it, and just was like, went back to my I ams. After 21 days, you guys, I used to wake up with nightmares. I had panic attacks, anxiety attacks. My life didn't have a lot of healthy people in it. I wasn't healthy. I had poor self-image, made bad judgment calls in life because of my poor self-image. But after 21 days, I woke up in the middle of the night just having to go to the bathroom, and guess what? My mind was saying. It wasn't saying anything. I woke up and I was like, I wasn't saying, oh my God, I'm awake. What is this life about? Which was the normal conversation that I would have with myself every day. Like, what the fuck am I living this life for? Why the fuck am I here? Why do I have to continue to go through this mentally and physically, and all of this grief that I was carrying around that was really just made up in my mind and revisited every day in my mind, that just kept it so alive. So as I woke up this particular night and I had to go to the bathroom, my mind wasn't doing any of that. And I said, well, what's going on? I said, well, you got to go to the bathroom. And I asked myself next, well, what else is happening? And I say, I love you. I love you. I love you. I am love. I am proud of you. And my mind was just like, started to flip the script. The next thing you know, like, it was easier for me to have positive perspectives towards things going on in life. Like, it was easier for me to pull on this positivity that was never there before. It's like I started to fill up my reservoir of positivity when I had depleted it and it was empty. I had my negative reservoir filled to the top, but at this point, I'm depleted my negative reservoir down quite a bit. It doesn't mean I don't get angry still. It doesn't mean that I still don't have moments of sadness. It doesn't mean that I don't experience some form of what people would call depression. It doesn't mean even that I don't feel moments of anxiousness, but like, it's not anxiety attacks, it's anxiousness of excitement. I've learned to see it a different way, so it feels different to me. I'm not afraid to have these feelings and label them as being something negative. There's something for me to experience. And so with the positive affirmations, constantly doing this as a mind exercise all day long, as much as you possibly can consciously be aware. And I mean, there's many things you can be doing and still be saying positive affirmations to yourself. But me waking up, that night and me realizing, wait a minute, my mind is saying good things to itself. And then I felt better. All of a sudden I started feeling better. All of a sudden new things were entering my experience that were more positive. All of a sudden I was engaging in conversations with people that I've never had before with anybody ever, that were positive and felt good and brought more understanding of like where I was suffering, and realized that everybody around me in their own little way was also living in this 95% negative talk all the time, focusing on negative stuff, saying negative things to ourselves. And we're very well intended in the things that we think that we're thinking that is good for us, and we're just trying to educate ourselves on this or that. But like, it's what I found for me is that it was just a massive detriment. I really, having all that much negativity really didn't allow me to even have the positive energy or capability to do anything about all the negative things that I could see in life. In fact, some of the simplest things that I could do in my life that were negative were having conversations in my head with family members that I could have just easily called them up on the phone and talked to them in real time without having some fake conversation in my mind about what they're going to say, how they perceive me, how they're perceiving me, perceiving them, and just a bunch of garbage, right? And so being more positive allowed me to stand in my grounds more. It's allowed me to deal with the drama that I was self-perpetuating and the drama that the world has to offer if I want to tune into it. It's allowed me to be kinder to myself. It's allowed me to have more compassion and empathy for other people, and have a whole lot more patience with other people when I can see that they're stuck in this negative pattern that they don't want to admit that they're in, and they don't have any daily practices like mind exercise. They're not saying any positive things to themselves. They're not speaking positive affirmations to themselves. So they're just caught in the loop of ruminating on what's happening right now, oh, this doom and gloom stuff or this negative stuff, and this becomes the story of their life. No matter where I would go in my life, I would always have these problems, and it would be years and years and years and years that have passed, and I would still be having problems. And really, if you looked at it, it was really like the same type of problems. Relationship problems, financial problems, problems with friends, chemical abuse problems, just a lot of fucking problems. And there were so many different characters that came and went out of my life. It always seemed like, hey, these were all different stories going on. Not one is the same. But when I really look at it, it's all the same stuff over and over and over and over. Different faces in different places, but it's the same routine. It's the same habitual patterns that I found that positive affirmation can help you break those patterns, can help you get more of a grasp on where you're at and where you want to go, if you want to be deliberate with it and have some real intentions about what it is you want to achieve in your life. And if for me, it was just, I want to be happy and I want to feel good about myself, and I want to, I want to be able to be more positive in people's lives. I want to feel good around myself, and I want other people to feel good around me too. So, had to look at myself in a lot of different ways, but positive affirmation, positive exercise. I am anything good. Another great thing you can do besides waking up every day and starting your day with I ams and stuff is also start your day out writing I ams. I am love. I am healthy. I am working towards my goals. I am achieving these goals that I'm working towards. Write them down. Like, find one that's really good for what you're trying to do right now. If it's trying to be happy or love yourself, make your affirmations being about being happy and loving yourself. If they're about health and getting yourself in shape or losing some weight or gaining some weight or eating better, then make your positive affirmations around those things in the moment now. And write them on a piece of paper from the front to the back, just like you're writing on the chalkboard at school, I will not do this. But what you're saying is, I am doing this. I am loving myself. I am showing up in my life, and you write that down in the morning when you wake up, and you say these things to yourself all day. And then when you go to bed, you also write those same things down to yourself before you go to sleep. Okay. It's a real powerful exercise. Another one is just go in the mirror, look yourself directly in the eyes and tell yourself, I love you. I love you. I love you. Just look yourself in the face and look yourself in the eyes and tell yourself these things that you've been needing to hear. I am. So you tell yourself I ams and look in the mirror. It's very, very powerful to do these things in front of the mirror. And in the meanwhile, you don't need a mirror to do them. You don't have to write them down. You can literally say I ams any time of the day. I find myself sometimes, my mind used to think a lot about a bunch of garbage, and now my mind isn't thinking about a whole lot of anything, to be honest with you, unless I choose to think about certain things. And that doesn't even have to be negative. I choose to think about positive things. I choose to think about things that interest me, that I find intriguing, and things that are catching my eye and my observation. So I give my attention to those in the most positive way I can. And but you can say I ams any time of the day, anytime. And that's a beautiful thing when you start exercising your mind this way. And this is a daily behavior that you practice. In the long run, I'll tell you what happens, man. You learn to deal with things so much easier. Your anger is not like it, you can handle everything now. You can see people that got problems and you don't have to make it your problem. You can handle the problem in a much better way than letting the stress build up and anxiety build up. And so that's something I just wanted to share with everybody about positive affirmation, and it's really just shown me too, like, there's a lot of people in my life that are stuck in places, and there's family members and friends, and sometimes it's even your kids that are rubbing your nerves, and it's like, well, when is this ever going to change, but the thing is, I got to change these things within inside myself. And when it comes to your kids, they need to practice these things as well. So there's not any age too young to start mind exercising. They can all practice saying nice things to themselves and nice things to other people, and having a more positive aspect. I'm not saying that doesn't mean like turn a blind eye to things going on in the world that are negative, but when we have the positivity, we can address these negative things with so much more power, and we actually can have resolve and solutions for them, instead of it just being something we regurgitate and loop over and over and over and keep resonating with oh, look at this bullshit over here that I don't like or that's negative, and really just take charge of them myself. You can teach these kids these things too. So, you know, they don't have the tools just like we didn't have the tools, but as we practice these tools as a family, everybody has these tools, and that's awesome. You know, we're giving the kids what we have instead of giving them what we don't have, you know, or we're giving them plenty of what we have that we wish we didn't have, which is the tools that aren't working in our favor, or the tools that are laying around right in front of us that we're not working. You know, we're giving all this advice, hey, you should do this, hey, listen to me, but like, kids learn more through observation and watching us do stuff. And so if we engage them in the things that we're doing, they can really absorb it way quicker than us, and practice it in a way that's just the normal thing. It's not like an old dog learning new tricks whatsoever. They're open and willing to learn anything we want to teach them. And honestly, a lot of the time we teach them to be us without even really knowing it. And we don't have intentions to teach them the negative things about ourselves. That just happens. It's what it is. So thank you guys for listening. If you guys like what you hear here, please subscribe, please share with your friends. I really want to get more subscribers and really be able to reach more people with my message and bring more about what it is that I'm doing. And today I'm just sharing about mind exercising, positive affirmation, using it, and the benefits that you get out of that. So thank you for being here, and until next time, my friends, have a great day.